Babies and kids are cute, adorable, fun, and they can also just kill your back. If you have a baby, especially one that is getting older or has just always been on the heavier side, I know that you're with me when you say that back pain is so real. So this video today is going to be 13 different things that you can do to save your back and feel a lot better, even if you have bigger kids, older kids, or just giant babies. These are gonna be tips that are gonna help you. So let's jump right into it. Tip number 1, you need to be strength training as a mom. I know that we get it in our heads that we need to lose weight and cardio is gonna be the best way to do that. But functionally, and a practical thing that we need to be able to do is hold our babies without our arms falling off. Yes, literally my arm feels like it's going to fall off sometimes. We need to be doing strength training, whether you want bands, you have really cool old school dumbbell weights like I have. Whatever you're using, you need to be adding strength training to your workouts now that you have a baby. Whether they're a newborn or as they get older, whenever you can find time to start working out again, make sure strength training is part of your plan. I'm gonna actually put a link in the description below of some of the best workout plans that I've found for new moms, but make sure they include strength training. The second thing that we can do as moms is fix our posture and get rid of any rib boob. I have a friend over at Get Mom Strong is the name of her website. Her name's Ashley. She's always talking about this rib boob situation where our boobs are up. No, our ribs are up and they're trying to look like boobs or something. I don't know, but don't do that. You want to engage your core. You want to bring it down. Tighten all this together. It's also going to fix that arch in our back. It's going to flatten out our backs by engaging our core using our butt muscles. When we hold our babies, we tend to do this. I see other moms doing it. I see myself doing it in the mirror sometimes. We're just laying back on our ligaments. We're overstressing our back. We've got all this rib boob going on, way too much arch in our back. We need to tighten our core, use our glutes, hold our babies here, not here. As moms, we spend a lot of time feeding our babies, whether it's breastfeeding or bottle feeding. We're in this position a lot. So something that we can do is to try to have the best possible posture. You saying hi? Yeah. So having our shoulders back rather than hunching forward, bringing our breasts to our babies, but instead trying to be upright. Sorry for the weird angles here. And using some kind of a pillow under our babes to bring them up to our breast, and that way again we're not leaning forward to bring our boobs towards them. Or when you are bottle feeding, making sure that you are sitting up nice and tall, and the same thing, putting your baby in a position that is going to make everything very reachable for your baby so that you're not leaning forward to get to them. When it comes to the kitchen, there are a few tricks that we can use with our babies. First of all, when we are holding our babies in the kitchen, trying to alternate sides. Now, I am so guilty of this because I love holding him on my left side so that I can do all the things with my right hand. However, it is a good idea to switch sides and sometimes have him on my right side. You get it, Bob? Even if I can't hold him here as long, it's still good to try to switch sides so that your one arm isn't always doing all the work. You're not standing lopsided, and you're kind of switching back and forth. And again, going back to that postural thing, trying to, you want this? Trying to stand with back as straight as possible, no rib boob, whichever side you're holding them on, versus standing like this while you're holding them. All right, we've got more snacks, so hopefully we have a little more time. This learning tower is a great thing to use in the kitchen. It gives you a little bit of freedom. He still would prefer to be held, as you can see, but I might have a little time to step over to the stove and do some things. We did have to modify this. We put this strap on here because he is short enough that when he sits down, he did take a tumble out the back, which was no good. So just be careful of that. But once they can stand well, this tower is really a great thing to use in the kitchen to save your back a little bit. Obviously be careful about knives on the counter or being too close to the stove, but keeping it somewhere by the counter is a great way to go. My next tip for the kitchen is to have something to put your foot on. So let's say I'm working at the stove or the sink. If I If I put my leg up on the stool here, I can use my leg instead of having to use my arms. You need more snacks? More snacks. One sec. This what you wanted? This is gonna be expensive, keeping this guy on set because of all the snacks. Can you get him, bud? So this trick works pretty good to put your leg up. You wanna go this way? Yeah, okay. Then you can balance them, use your leg instead of always holding them in your arms. So this will give you a little bit more freedom and take some of the weight off of your back. So anytime there's a chair, even a stool in the kitchen, I use this learning tower sometimes. Just a way that you can use something other than just your arms to hold them is going to definitely help you not have so much back pain from holding your little guy or girl in the kitchen. When you have a heavier baby, or even as your kids get older, you don't eat all 4 at once. For me, he was a 9-pound baby. That was a lot compared to my 6-pound baby, and so he got heavy really fast. So a trick for carrying around your bigger babies, hey, choo choo choo, mister, is to use a squat when you're picking him up and setting him down. So if I was going to set him on the floor, I'm going to go ahead and use a squat to set him down. Of course, he loves to be held, so I'm going to use that squat to get him back up. This is just using my strongest muscles, my butt, my thighs, to pick him up instead of bending over at my back to set him down. I'm going to go ahead and use my legs. Oh, that's cute, buddy. Ooh. The other thing that goes right along the same lines, don't mind the Cheez-Its everywhere. Hey, bud. Is to exhale with your exertion. So I'll link a video above about breathing to maximize. You want more treats? Okay, just a sec. Make sure when you go ahead and do the hard work of the activity that you're exhaling. So you're gonna blow out when you set them down. And or if you're picking them up, you're gonna blow up on the way up. Hey buddy, look at. So I'll link the video above about the exhaling with exertion, but just try to blow out, tighten your core and pelvic floor during the hardest part. So if you have your baby in your hands when you squat down, that's the hardest part. If you have him in your hands when you stand up, that's the hardest part. By the way, if you're finding the tips in this video super helpful and you're thinking, that's really gonna help my back pain as a mom, please consider giving this video a thumbs up so that YouTube will show it to lots more other parents out there that need these tips. Another way that we can save our backs as moms is even when we're not carrying our kids, but we're doing tasks around the house like emptying the dishwasher. This requires bending, it requires use of our back. And sometimes as a protective thing, we end up tucking our butt like this. And we do this if we don't have enough strength or the best form. We don't have enough strength in our core or glutes, or we're just not exactly sure how to activate them at the right time, and we end up looking like this when we get things out of the dishwasher. My husband calls me out for this all the time because it looks kind of silly, and honestly, I should be using my strength. I should be taking this as an opportunity to use my abs and use my butt that I've been working to strengthen instead of just tucking everything under and taking the easy way out. So next time you go to get in the dishwasher, think about engaging your core when you go down to reach for something, getting your butt out, not tucked in, but nice flat back here, not tucked under, flat, a little bend in your knees, and use this as an opportunity to practice your form. So when you go to lift your baby out of the bathtub, or even more, your toddler out of the bathtub, you have all the muscles ready to react because you've been practicing with something light, like getting dishes in and out of the dishwasher. Since my extra demanded a pay raise and I just couldn't afford him, you're gonna just have to deal with me talking about this baby carrier. Another thing that happens to us as moms is we just are carrying our babies all the time, and as our bodies get tired, it's hard to do it with good posture and good technique, like we've already talked about with the tips before this. This baby carrier, any baby carrier really, is a great way to relieve some stress from our back. You can wear them in the front when they're little. As they get bigger, you can wear them in the back. If you're gonna be wearing them for a long period of time, you might even do a little in the front, a little in the back, because even using a baby carrier for any length of time can still be hard on our backs. I mean, this is the Ergo Baby 360, I think. And I mean, it has great support here. It's made to be ergonomic for mom and for baby. But even this very nice carrier can still be hard on your back if you wear it for long enough. Another trick, let me just take my little baby wearer off here. Another trick has to do with the baby car seats. Now these things are heavy. I mean, we have the Britax one because it's supposed to be good, I guess, in a lot of ways, but it's one of the heaviest options. So carrying this around with either a straight arm or trying to, you know, just bicep, really muscle it, gets hard with our 20-pound baby. Hopefully he is going to be transitioning into a different type of car seat soon, but it's a lot. So a trick for this car seat is to, okay, so this is facing forward, right? I'm gonna flip it around so it's facing in the back. And sorry, once again, he's not in here to show you, but the concept is still the same. You want to loop your arm through the handle and then put your hand on the part of the seat that adjusts the thingy hole. That's the technical term. You want to loop your arm there and then put your hand there. If you're going to pick your baby up, obviously if you can put them in the carrier when they're up on a bench or a table or something, that makes it easier to pick the carrier up. You're gonna loop your arm and grab onto that handle and then off you go. If you do have to get it up off the ground, make sure you're squatting using good form here. This is a way that you can keep everything a lot more symmetrical, your shoulders, even when baby's in it. Yes, you are gonna be tempted to go this way a little bit because it's heavier, but this grip allows you to be a lot less leaned over to the side than this ends up. You end up twisting and you end up being leaned over. So definitely make sure that you capitalize on this hold here. Every single time you pick up a kid's toy off the ground, and if you use, you know, just bend over and pick it up, that's probably not gonna hurt your back. You don't need to do this perfect posture, this special lift pickup thing. However, if your back is hurting after a long day of carrying kids or whatever, you might want to consider using some special body mechanics or techniques to pick up toys off the ground. This golfer pickup is a technique that you could use to pick up a toy. What it's going to look like is you're going to lift one leg up for balance, grab the toy, and come up. It's a little extreme to do this for picking up all the toys around your house, but like I said, if you're having a day where your back is hurting, this technique could be helpful. As I almost fall over, but you get the idea. You do have the option of squatting to pick up toys as well, but just a fun option. Once again, I wish I had my son, but he just got too pooped out to video with me anymore today. But I wanted to talk about one last thing, my 13th tip here. If you are experiencing back pain as a mom, are you always bringing things close to you before you pick them up? So let's say you go to grab your little one out of the crib. The closer you can get them to the edge, the easier it's going to be to pick them up. So I'll kind of demonstrate what I mean with this chair. If I were to pick this chair up way out here, that's really hard on my back. However, if I bring this chair close to me, I can use my legs, I can really engage my core, and it's a lot easier. So anytime you have the option, your kids are playing on the floor, get close to them and pick them up. Don't lean way over and try to pick them up. It's way harder on your back. And again, don't forget the tip from earlier. Make sure you're exhaling, breathing out as you pick it up. So the exhaling is just a good cue to remind your pelvic floor to tighten, your core to tighten. It's going to support everything that's needed in order to avoid back pain. Hopefully one of these tips was new to you or something that you think is going to be really helpful, because as busy parents, we do not have time to be dealing with a lot of back pain. So I hope that you're able to use these techniques to save your back. If you already have back pain, I highly suggest you check out this video up here, because it's different stretching and strengthening exercises that you can do to help manage back pain that's already there. So try to change up your bad habits and get your back strong and stretched out with this video here.